Hello, it's Phil at digitaldjtips.com with a review of the Yamaha HS7 near-field studio monitor speaker. Now, this is a speaker with a 6.5-inch woofer, a 1-inch tweeter behind a grille. They look very similar to the Yamaha HS7s, of course, which are the kind of iconic studio speaker that have been used for many, many years. They've got the white cone that's instantly recognizable, but they're their own beast. They're their own device, these things. So they are rear ported. They have this hole in the back. Now this means that they are for smaller studios, although you will want to keep them a little bit away from the wall because of that bass port at the rear that gives you that bass thump. These are just about big enough to not need a subwoofer as well. So if you're used to, a lot of our audience are moving up from, for instance, very good computer speakers where they have 2 satellites and a subwoofer, and they started DJing with that kind of gear and think, you know what, I want to start producing, I want something a little more true, and then start looking at monitor speakers. And then the question is, do I buy smaller monitors and a subwoofer, or do I just go for a pair of monitors and try and get my bass out of those? Well, with these, they're big enough for that to be the case, even for electronic dance music, which I think is a good thing. I don't think you really want a subwoofer if you can help it in your studio, unless it's a very big room, because of the issues of coloration of sound and so on. If you can get the bass you need out of a pair of speakers, say a pair of these, that's probably better. And these are good enough for that. So they are rear ported, as I said, which is that bass port on the back here. They are pretty much a standard powered monitor in that they haven't got some of the bells and whistles that some of the DJ companies are adding to their monitors, such as linking two together and remote control and all that kind of thing. So they are pretty much traditional in the sense that they're totally independent of each other. You buy a pair of these, you can buy them in pairs, but they are individual speakers. They work completely separately, their own power supply, their own on-off switch, and their own input. So from your DJ gear or from your mixing desk, you will run the left-hand output to the left-hand speaker and the right-hand output to the right-hand speaker. They've got TRS and XLR inputs on the back, and they have individual volume controls. And as far as any kind of EQing goes, there's nothing there, just a couple of very small switches with 3 settings just to slightly alter the treble and the bass, basically to compensate for where you place them in your room. But all the EQing, as with all studio monitors, is going to be done at your mixing desk or at your controller. So that's the kind of overall picture of them. What are they like? Well, I've been using these in our studio here. I've actually been using them alongside this, the Tractor Control S8, and I've been using them to make some tutorial videos on how to use this thing. These have been my monitors of choice. And the reason I'm telling you that is that what I found with these, now the Tractor Control S8 is a full standalone mixer as well as a DJ software controller, so you can plug your record decks, CDs in there and so on. And I've been actually using that with all kinds of music, not just DJ music, not just electronic dance music, but also I've been playing vinyl through it. I've been listening to non-EDM, proper full vocals, full acoustic instruments and so on. And that's where I think these really shine. Now obviously they're a studio monitor. They're designed for you to produce music on that can then go and be listened to on everything from Apple earbuds to your car stereo to a nightclub. So they have to give you something that is pretty true to the original, that's nice and flat, that's a natural sound. But even more than other speakers in their price range that we've tested, I found these to be very good when listening to them for a long period of time. The treble it didn't tire you after a while, and the mid-range seemed a little bit, not subdued, but not as bright as some computer and DJ kind of speakers give you, that immediate, bang, bang, bang sound. These were far more natural. Now, I think that's good if you are the kind of person who doesn't only want to produce and listen to just straight EDM music. You've got a broader range of music you're involved in, because it seems just to give a truer sound, which is less fatiguing over a long period of time. It was just a small thing that I noticed after a while against the other speakers that we have been using in our studio. But overall, the sound response right from the bottoms right up to the tops was very natural, and I'm sure you could mix down perfectly to make whatever you're doing sound great on any final system, as I say, from earbuds all the way up to nightclubs using these. Now they're 95 watts each, which obviously most of the power is going into the bass. There's a crossover about 2 kilohertz on these, which means that basically it keeps the sound nice and clear. And you can, as I say, add a subwoofer if you want. Yamaha make one, but I don't think you need to. I think they're better off trying to use them on their own, because they're big enough to give you the bass you want. Keep them away from the wall because of that rear port here, and also because of the cooling fins here, which need space to properly cool down the speaker and the built-in amp. I don't want to send them back. I think they're wonderful. I'd like to keep them in our studio for a long time because of their kind of all-rounderness. They're good for everything. So that's the Yamaha HS7. They're sold separately, but you can get deals on a pair of them, and they tend to throw in kind of stands and leads as well if you do that. So well worth shopping around for those. It's been Phil Morse here at Digital DJ Tips. I hope this review has been useful to you, and if you like this stuff, then please subscribe to the YouTube channel and also join up on the website where we can send you lots of free training and other goodies. Thanks for your time.